So, I'm thinking, wow, great opportunity. And I just turned to the students and I said, well, tell me what Greg's really like. And, what's this guy?
That was fun.
So they go on to say just some really amazing things about, well, he is like a father does, and he is willing to empower us, and we kind of get tricked into thinking it's our idea, but he wants to get that planted and moving, and then Gandalf, kind of character, you remember better than I do, but everywhere it kind of got peppered around. I'm just listening to all that, and I went back to my room and sent you an email, because what I wanted to capture for him is, hey, this is why you're doing this. It's not about the other big high-profile things. It's about these comments, unguarded from people that you have invested your life into. And see, I have that same testimony. Dave Zeeley's here. There are other people that have said things to me that become nuggets of gold that I fashion my thinking around, fashion my life around. And I realized, hey, these were, I believe it's the Holy Spirit encouraging one another and giving us ideas and truths that we, just like Gary said this morning, it becomes a moral knowledge that we build on going forward. But here's the point. That makes it so much more fun. And it makes it so much cooler to think that, hey, it's not just about running the race, it's about handing the baton off and equipping those people around us and saying, not that you can do everything. Catalina, you wrote me that email. You said, I remember this conversation we had 3 years ago where you said this and that. And I was like, wow, why can't my kids remember any of that stuff? But to me, that's so much, that's exciting and fun to think that that's how kind of the king set it up to work.
Let's leave it behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all I was going to add is that, I think this view of success or looking like, what you leave behind and where it goes, it really does make leaving a lot more fun, and coming back, and being on this side of one of these tables. I think it's neat though too, because as you look at, like, the most inspiring thing, to be honest with you, as I come back, is seeing how, like, the students, I think Hillary and a whole bunch of the students, how they've honestly just really changed over the last year, as they've stepped into these leadership roles. And so seeing Hillary up there this morning, like, opening the conference the way she did, or just this kind of stuff, it's so cool, because it's not with people, and it's really, I guess at the end of the day, sort of about friendship. As you sort of link arms and pursue a common goal. And to me, I mean, that's kind of the legacy. The legacy is in the people, more so than in a particular event or the sort of outward manifestations of success. It really looks like, the people that are in the shop, how are they doing?
So we started the conversation with kind of the sad part of, oh, it's time to go, you've met your season, and we're going to kick you out, you're going to be ejected, to maybe it's a little bit more about what comes after you and thinking about what you're going to leave behind. How can we now think, with that kind of framework of shifting our perspective from this negative leaving to this more positive, you're not done yet, your work begins once you've left. How can that influence what we do now? We're not left yet. How does this new perspective on leaving well change how we behave, how we act, decisions we make, choices we make in the present?
It's you kind of turn it on to the other side of the table. So somebody leaving, there's everybody else, and what we just talked about. So one of my most or least favorite, depending on which day it is, scriptures is at the end of Luke 4. I don't know if you remember this, but Jesus went in Capernaum and he set the whole town on fire, and they're all excited. He healed Peter, mother, and all that stuff. The way in the night, they're partying and everything. And then at the next morning at daybreak, Jesus went out to a solitary place, and the people who were looking for him, and when they came to where he was, they found him, they tried to keep him from leaving them. And it goes on from there. But that's kind of where I am most of the time with Jesus. I personally think essentially one of the most unfair things in all of human history. Here's the guy comes and he leaves. Are you seriously leaving? And that's kind of how they felt that day. You know? And Jesus said, I must proclaim the good news of the kingdom to other towns also. That's why I was sent. And he kept on preaching and went on. So he left those people behind in that dusty town. And so I just kind of come to understand that part of the Christian discipline is letting somebody leave well, letting them go, and going on about the work yourself. And so I think to the extent you can build in that kind of culture, both as the person who plans to leave and as the people who are planning to follow, that's probably the best you're going to do. So in a way, that's a call to students, and we are looking for additional leaders and new victims. Anybody who would like to contact Hillary, we all want more bodies, right?
So now that you've gotten a free advertisement, I'd like to push back and ask, can you give us an example of that? It's really hard to visualize something like that.
Visualize.
What does that look like to let, well, you kind of changed my question. You said to let somebody leave.
Yeah.
What does it look like when the dust is settled?
The work is still going on. And that the spirit of what was done, the culture of Helmerich pain persists, and the next horizons that you left in their hands are still being sought. And that person who followed you is now looking to do what you did in terms of develop the people who are going to follow him. And that's how it becomes this chain where what you did is being perfected.
You guys have questions?
What you're talking about is the Christian model, and the worst meeting we had was when Jesus left, and look how well it works. Exactly what works now. And the second worst meeting was Abraham Lincoln, who was right at the peak of getting some really good stuff done, and God pulled him out. And the people that were here had to figure it out for themselves, and he didn't do as good a job as he did. The interesting thing about your study of Abraham Lincoln, he taught himself to read using the Bible. And Alan Pinkerton referred to him after he was elected, before he went, as that gentle Christian.
You know, he struggled with his Christianity. In 1862, when Willie died, he questioned his faith. And there's a very interesting incident where a woman had been brought in to take care of Mary and the kid in that tough time. And turned out Lincoln found out she had lost both her sons at the Battle of Bull Run. And he went to her and he said, how can you do this? I don't think I can do this. How do you handle everything? And she was the one that discipled him back into the Bible and brought him back to where in January 1 of 1863, when it came time to send a proclamation, Emancipation Proclamation, no one believed he would do it. He looked at Mary at the end of that day and she said, you're not going to do this, are you? And he said, I'm following orders. You know, it's not a straight line.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for your comments. And you caused me to think about, because we have this concept of leaving well, and the idea is that the person leaving is choosing that, or, you know, maybe being helped to choose that, but there's still an active, willful part of it. And it struck me as I was listening that there are a lot of leavings in which it's not our will. There's widowhood, there's divorce, there's death, there's being kicked out of the job. And all of us, I think, are going to face times when we choose, but also when we don't choose. And I guess as I was listening to your comments, it made me think that some of these things are as applicable to the non-choice leaving events as they are to the choice leaving events. So, but there's a time dimension when it's non-choice. You don't necessarily have the ability to do the planning. And so it made me think that really having this consciousness, not to the point of paranoia, but to the point of appropriate planfulness, is appropriate always in our life. And I just be interested in your thoughts leaving when it's not one's choice, either event or time.
Hillary, what's it say on the inside link for your Bible?
The best is yet to come, details inside.
Did you all hear that?
No.
Should you say it a little louder?
The best is yet to come, details inside.
The best is yet to come, details inside. I think life's gonna throw all kinds of things at you. It's back to that, you can only control how you react to it. But one of the good news that we have in Christianity is the best is yet to come. You know, mother sees a child's skin or knee, and the child's like, this is the end of the world, you know, and the pain, the tears and everything. And the mother's looking at that, and the mother knows, you know, the knee's gonna heal. It's gonna be okay. You have your whole life on it. It all depends on the perspective you bring to it. And that's kind of what the faith perspective is. That's what chapter 11 of Hebrews is all about. Yeah.
But that asks a really good question that you didn't just answer, which is like, how do you prepare to make the choices that you don't expect? Thank you, Hillary.
Anybody else want to?
Well, I think it kind of circles back to what Catalina asked in terms of, we've talked a lot about this, how does it inform our thinking today? And